You were always dead against them? Well, I was, right? I was, but the truth is, like, there are a number of things that I think are fine. But let's go ahead and let's start this up. Did they remove the instant report system? They haven't, as far as I know, no.
Ladies and mostly gentlemen, today we're going to talk classic WoW, and more specifically 12 quality of life changes coming to the game as of the beta, which is running right now, of classic WoW. I'm currently streaming it on Twitch as well, so if you want to check me out playing the classic WoW beta, twitch.tv/MrGM. So this is a video I did actually do recently, but that was based off of the demo, and a few of those things have actually changed since then, and we know a lot more about the game now.
Okay.
So yeah, we have a list of 12. It's not a top list or anything like that. That would be stupid. This is just 12 things that I've noticed. There's probably more. In fact, there is more. I just don't know what they are. So
wait, how do you get the name
straight
Twitch
into
Prime?
it. We've got a lot to get through. So number one is item comparison. Now, item comparison is something just so standard these days in World of Warcraft. It's essentially just holding down Shift and seeing an instant comparison between your item that you have equipped and the item that you're potentially going to get.
Wow, I had no idea you could do that.
Bag.
Like, I literally just learned something right there. Because on current WoW, it literally just does it automatically. I didn't know you had to hold down a button to toggle this. I feel like an idiot, but I genuinely had no fucking idea.
It does show differences in stats and things like that, and it's an instant way to see whether or not an item is better. So this wasn't standard in vanilla, it was added as an add-on eventually, but yeah, I actually thought this would be removed after the demo, but it's still here in beta, and I would imagine it's probably going to be here to stay. Number two is moving characters on the select screen. Essentially, it's just being able to drag and drop your character on the select list. So say you want a character at the top, you can just...
Hashtag not my classic.
Drag it up there. This was brought in BFA, I believe. This is just a leftover product of them backporting the 8.0 client. If you didn't know, from the demo to beta, they moved from a base 7.35 to a 8.1, I believe it is.
Yep.
But it's such a small change, and personally, I don't really have a problem with it.
No, nobody cares
nice
about
to be
this.
able to do that, I suppose, and
Nobody
it really
gives a
doesn't
shit.
make any difference to anything. Next one is auto loot without shift. This one's pretty simple. This ability was actually added in TBC, where you have a toggle to just kind of right click and instantly loot things. In vanilla, you'd have to hold down shift every time you wanted to auto loot.
Amazing.
Again, this is just something so minor, I really don't think it's going to be removed. It was in the demo and it's still in beta, and yeah, I don't see them removing this.
What do you guys think about that one? Do you guys think they should have that one? Personally, I think it's fine. It's fine? Okay. Yeah, let's be realistic here, okay? What the fuck, no changes? Yeah, okay, so this change is basically okay. All right, we're going to go through each one. I want to get the chat's reaction to each one, and we'll go from there. It doesn't affect gameplay at all. No, it doesn't. It has nothing to do with gameplay. It's just literally not having to use the second button. Well, you can't press shift? What, are you going to make everybody press shift? What, do you want to make everybody activate sticky keys? Give me a fucking break.
Really doesn't make any difference. I guess the only thing it could do is potentially some faster pickpocketing, but yeah, again, it's so minor. I think auto loot without shift as a toggle will probably be in the game at launch.
Yeah, I would expect that.
So number 4 is activating and deactivating add-ons from in-game without logging off. Again, this is something that was added in more recent versions of WoW.
This isn't like
essentially
Legion.
With add-ons nowadays, you can just do it straight from the game. You can go straight. You can press escape. You can go into the add-on menu, deactivate or activate add-ons. Previously, you'd have to log all the way out of the game, turn on that add-on, and go all the way back in. This again is just something so unbelievably inconsequential that I.
Okay, so what do you guys think about that one? Personally, I think that change is fine. That's a fine change. It doesn't make a difference at all. It doesn't affect playability. I'd rather not have it, but who cares? Well, I mean, like, it's like, if you're going to be okay with any changes, then I would want participation in this, right? If you just don't want any changes at all, period, well then, I mean, like, what's the discussion to even be about? So we already know what you would want. But overall, for people that are like kind of a little bit more lenient on things like this, no changes. Sue Blizzard. Blizzard is a bunch of ass eaters. Okay, so yeah, the chat's pretty much on the same side with this. Everybody thinks this is a great idea. All right, this is amazing. Hashtag some changes. Well, of course, that's always what people meant. But the issue is that whenever you wield a mob of people that really want something, you can't have any sort of nuance in it, right? You have to have something that's it's universal, it's definitive, and it's simple. And anything more than that, you're going to confuse people because people are stupid. So you have to have a very, very simple rule, and you use that, and everything else is fine.
Couldn't imagine anyone being annoyed that the fact that this exists. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's
I
fine.
can imagine
Honestly,
someone.
It's whatever. Like if you get like a ton of LUA errors and you want to turn off an add-on, it's
if I
very
had to
easy
guess,
to do that
I could
now.
imagine someone.
You don't have to go all the way out of the game and kind of disrupt the gameplay at all.
Right.
Number 5 is suggested invite. This is actually something
I don't want this in the game. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, this shit's fucking annoying. Like, people, they're like, can you invite my friend? Can you invite my friend? Hey, can you invite him? He wants to join. You know, I don't want this. I wish they would get rid of this one. It's annoying.
Didn't expect to be in the classic beta, and I'm unsure whether it will stay or not.
Oh,
Essentially, suggest invite is a way for you to invite your friends or suggest invite your friends to a group without telling the party leader. I think it will probably save some time when forming groups. You can just suggest invite. Say, for example, there was a healer looking for a group for DM, and you're already in a group for DM. You could just right-click, suggest invite, and
right here, we didn't know where to go. We didn't know if it was left or right. I remember everybody was like, you know, nobody had any fucking idea. It was really funny. But listen, I have no fucking idea, honestly, about this. Like, if they made it a toggle on or off, like you can allow people to suggest invite or not, I think that'd be fine, honestly. Like, I really don't think that'd be a big deal. But in general, I'd be very happy if they got rid of this. Suggest invite's bad because it reduces interaction between players. I mean, like, it doesn't really reduce interactions if you count one interaction versus, like, if you count an interaction as an event. So the interaction event of typing in chat versus the interaction event of suggesting an invite, right? Which interaction event is better? I would say typing in chat is better, but they're both interactions, if you want to be very specific, okay? Well, I mean, like, that's how it all starts. No, I mean, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry now, guys. I forgot. We're just going to randomly say things, and nobody knows what words mean, so it's everybody puts question marks if I ever introduce any nuance. Oh, by the way, guys, no changes. See? Prove me right.
See that. Will this stay in Classic? Well, it probably will, to be honest. Does it make that much of a difference? I actually would love to hear what you guys think of this. Obviously, this could also help with group quests. Say you're in an area and there's already a group going, you can right-click and suggest your invite to their group. I'd love to hear what you guys think of the possible inclusion of this in Classic World of Warcraft. Number 6 is request stop on the Flight Master. This is something that was added again in more recent versions of WoW.
That's true.
Essentially, when you're on a flight path, you can just click this little button down here, and that puts you in the next flight point. So instead of having to go through the whole flight point, you just have to press this button and you land. So this was actually in vanilla, but not a button. You could just log off during a flight point, and when you log back in, you would just land in the nearest flight point.
Yep.
It's pretty minor, and I don't personally have a problem with it. They did confirm that this will be staying in the game. It's so unbelievably minor, and it saves you from having to log out, which is actually quite nice.
That's actually true. I mean, like, the thing is that having to log in and out, I think, creates a little bit, probably it creates some level of stress on the Blizzard servers. Because if you ever want to know why Blizzard makes a lot of decisions, think about how much effort what they have to do. And if there's ever a point where they can offset a responsibility onto the players, right? They can have the players deal with this shit, well, then it's going to be completely fine with them. They're going to love it. So that's probably what it is. That's why they made this change, and I think this is a good change, personally. There were many times I had to log out as soon as I went on a flight path because I clicked the wrong one. I remember in Vanilla WoW, I was so fucking poor, I couldn't even afford flight paths sometimes. It was a sad day, man. It really was. Not classic anymore then? Well, it is classic. I mean, the thing is that, like, how do you define classic? Is classic the game, you know, specifically? Like, I mean, there's like so many like questions. Like, if you want to be a person that gatekeeps the definition of classic and saying what actually classic is versus what it's not, I think that you just really kind of go down a tangent that's very subjective, and nobody really has any sort of like definitive, not proof, but definitive authority on saying what it really is. You get fanboys and viewers give you gold now? Yeah, I didn't have that in Vanilla WoW, unfortunately. Everyone knows how tiny changes by themselves make a difference, but combined, the congregate 100 tiny changes makes a difference. I don't really think so. I mean, like, you're right. I mean, like, to an extent, you're right, but it depends on what the direction of the changes are in, though. You want abilities to dismount you automatically too? Yeah, it was annoying. Like, I don't see why, like, I don't see how that's bad. But let's just keep going. Only Ian and Omar can say what's classic and what's not. Well, yeah, I think that's true. Any change that reduces typing is bad. Well, then why don't we just get rid of hotkeys and just make everybody have to type everything, all the spells, like /cast backstab, /cast hearthstone, /use hearthstone, actually, /cast charge, /cast hamstring. You know, that's amazing. Yeah, why don't we just go ahead and do that instead? Typing is not synonymous with quality. Typing is not synonymous with a good experience.
But I really can't see how there could be any sort of negative impact from this change. Maybe there is, but from my personal view, I don't see how there could be. So number 7 is unlocking character and enemy portraits. This again is something that was brought in through later versions of WoW, and it was doable in vanilla WoW with a add-on. So this is essentially just right-clicking and unlocking the portrait so you can move it around the screen. To me, it's not really a problem. It's another really minor change that doesn't affect any sort of gameplay at the end of the day, and even if they didn't have it, it would have been added through add-ons anyway. So yeah, it's absolutely fine in my books.
Yeah, I think that's fine too. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that, being able to move the nameplates? I think that one's fine, because if you want a true vanilla WoW experience, you need Xpearl, Titan Panel, and 8 different... Oh, and Sexy Map. You need those 3 add-ons, and they changed the place of where your character was anyway. So yeah, I would say this is pretty much fine. Yeah,
number 8 is mailing multiple items. So this was something they actually announced that they were doing during BlizzCon. This is something, again, that was doable in vanilla WoW through an add-on. It's a nice, easy change, and it would definitely help a lot of players when mailing items around. Obviously, it is a major quality of life addition, but it really will just save some time. I don't personally...
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about this one. This one is, if any of them, in my opinion, are borderline, this one would be borderline, because it does automate and make moving items faster between characters, but is that really a valuable time sink that's worth holding on to? I don't know. I mean, like, if you want to look at the game from a fresh perspective, I'd say obviously not. But if they're trying to preserve the game, then yeah, I mean, maybe making the mail individual would be more true to classic. Borderline, yeah, it's borderline, but it's fine. I would say that it's fine. This is not a big deal, because people had add-ons to do this as well. I remember my friend Zach had an add-on. Yes, I'm better. Thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs, man. I fucking appreciate that, man. Thank you, dude. When's the tournament? We're thinking about probably next Thursday or Tuesday, so we'll see what happens. I've got to talk to some of the guys that I'm going to be running it with, and then as soon as I get a response from them, I'll be able to give you guys a response, but we'll see what happens. But again, you just download an add-on. What's the problem? Do people play vanilla with no add-ons? Yeah, but you can download a quest add-on, right? And you don't want to have a quest helper either. So just because something is an add-on in the game that you're able to use doesn't necessarily mean that Blizzard should integrate it into the game. So I don't know really how valid that is. May as well be BFA with all these changes. Okay, Ted Cruz 2016. Lion Ted. Jesus Christ. Lion Ted. Sad.
I have a problem with this, and I'm kind of finding it hard to see if people could find a problem with it. I know it's not vanilla, but it's so unbelievably small. Number 9 is a bit...
Yeah, as I said, I think that there is a there is a degree of value in having single sale or single mailing items, but ultimately it's just like such a minor thing that I don't really think it matters.
Big one, this is loot sharing in raids. So loot trading was originally announced to be a feature in all dungeons and raids, but they recently went back on their decision and said that they only wanted to do it inside of raids.
Which was smart.
This would essentially make it so once you're in a raid and you mislooted an item, you could trade it to someone else within a 2-hour window, I believe. They did also say that customer service will not assist with any mislooting in dungeons, so ninja looting will probably have a little bit of a presence in Classic WoW, but probably not
I'll
as
be
much.
playing it.
I really don't think in more recent times ninja looting is such a problem in World of Warcraft. So I'm a little bit mixed on this one.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I've been
it's
dropping
not
the
the
ball.
best solution in the world. I know back in the day there was a ton of issues with looting, but we did have customer service to help us out if there was an issue with it. As I said, they're not going to be helping out with Classic WoW, so sadly, this is probably the best possible solution we can have in this situation. And
so let me explain why Blizzard did this. To save money. That's why. Because they just want to save money. Because they don't want to have to deal with people ninja looting in raids. Because you know what's going to happen, right? Is that Billy goes into his guild's raid. Somehow he has Master Looter. Billy does a group for Onyxia. Onyxia dies. Wow, Billy got the Helmet of Wrath. Billy's a priest, though. Well, he's going to sell the Helmet of Wrath. And he also got all the other items as well. I fucking hate Billy. So people put in tickets about Billy, right? And then Billy, nothing happens. So in my opinion, here's how Blizzard should handle this, right? Is I think that Blizzard should just say, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to let people do what they're going to do. And maybe they'll distribute loot or redistribute loot. But personally, what I want them to do with ninja looting is nothing. Like if you play with somebody who ninja loots your shit, that's too bad. And it's because it was a voluntary decision that you made to trust this person. And whenever you trust that person and they fuck you over, that is, I mean, like, there's a lot of ways, like, where you can't really predict that somebody's going to ninja loot something, realistically, right? You can say that, oh, well, you should have taken better due diligence. But realistically, there's no way to be certain that somebody's going to ninja loot. You spam your trade? No, people just report you with right-click report. That's what I'm going to do, right? Is so I'll ninja loot items, and then whenever people are spamming trade about it, I'll have my guild right-click report them, and they'll get automatically silenced. Problem solved. Hey... Feels just like classic WoW, doesn't it? Okay, let's go over here. Yeah, I'm not actually going to do that. Relax. But the point is, like, yeah, the loot trading thing, this is just something they're doing to reduce the amount of GM tickets. Like, this is the, I'm completely convinced this is the only reason why Blizzard cares about this, is to reduce the amount of tickets in the game. You could, though? Of course I could.
Hopefully it's okay once it launches and people respect it and it works quite well, but really it's one of those things where we need to see what happens in practice to see whether or not we need a different system. So number 10 is see-through menus. So back in vanilla, you'd have this large parchment for your menus, so you couldn't actually see anything around you while sorting out your settings.
This.
In TBC, they changed this to be more see-through, which would allow you to see around you while sorting out your settings. In Classic, they're going with the newer design for menus. This is probably just due to the way they've made Classic, as it's based off the BFA client. As cool and nostalgic as the parchment is in vanilla, it's very inefficient, and they would have to add a ton of new options to the parchment to add in some of the newer options of Classic World of Warcraft.
They're not going to have the parchment.
Honestly, if they did go down the route of having the parchment, it would probably end up being a little bit messy and clunky, in my opinion.
The first thing that they announced was they showed a screenshot or something like that of the interface options, and they didn't have the parchment. And I think this was the first thing that, like, holy shit, look at this. There's a little weird crawly boy on my desk. There's a crawly boy on the desk. What the fuck is this? Look at this. Look at this. That's a little crawly boy. Look at him go. What do you want? What's going on over here? Look at that. Oh my, I should let him bite me so I can become Spider-Man. It's a good idea. Yeah, my stream is actually still stuck on BFA patch 1, and we still have infested on here. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna kill him. Where's a napkin or something? I found like 50 of these things. I don't know why they keep breeding in my house. It's pretty annoying. Let's see. Like 2 of them had gotten my water, and I almost drank one of them, which is really nasty. Just give me a second, guys. Sorry. Of course I'm gonna kill it. Let's see. Oh, he fell down on my desk. Okay, great. And let's see here. And you are dead. Good. I hate these fucking things. Alright, good. Yeah, I've seen like maybe 20 of these in my house. I have no idea where they're coming from. I need to actually start cleaning everything up, because I really don't like them. I think they bite. So, yeah, we killed them. Well, I didn't do it on stream, right? I mean, like, listen, if I'm gonna catch a 24-hour for killing a bug, hey, yo, that's a vacation I've got to take. So let's see. All right, I got rid of him. Are there any more of them? Is they crawling on me? No. All right, just give me a second. All right, yeah, we're good. I think there's like they've been crawling on me. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying. But killer, yeah, sorry guys, we're done. Centipedes kill other bugs. They're almost the best insects to have. You know what the best insect to have is? No insects. Like that's my favorite. That's my favorite. None of them. Psychedelic with 10 gifted community subs. Thank you very much, Psychedelic. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that very much, man. Do you still live with your mom? Yeah, I do. And she like. We've seen a number of these bugs. I don't know how they've gotten in the house or anything like that, but it seems like they've, you know, found a way. So I've got to go ahead and, you know, like just look around and figure out where they're breeding and just get rid of them. I'll probably do that actually tonight because I really, really don't like them. Anyway, let's go ahead. How much would you sell out for? Let's see. How much would you sell out for you to clean your room? My room's actually pretty clean already, so I don't think we need to clean it right now. Just a Texan life, they're everywhere. Yeah, I've never seen them before, except for like maybe a few days ago. Let's go back to this. See-through menus, yeah, not a big deal again, right, guys? Total opinions, right? Most opinions, nobody cares about see-through menus. No, nobody really gives a shit about this, right? Look in game. Yeah, somebody is trading me a bunch of items. I don't need those items. Thank you though. I appreciate the offer. We have a present for you. Yeah, I don't need the I don't need the items. Anyway, let's go ahead and we'll keep going.
They probably did toy with the idea of bringing back the parchment for Classic WoW, but
yeah, sure.
Honestly, the see-through menu is probably the best route for them to go down for Classic World of Warcraft. So number 11 is numbers on cooldowns. So this has been something that's been an add-on for absolutely years. Essentially, instead of like a clock timer on your spells or items, you would have an actual number on that. And in BFA, they actually added this as a standard part of the UI.
Yeah, this used to be an add-on.
It's currently available on Classic WoW as an option on the default UI. Will it stay in the game? Probably. I think, again, this is just something so minor and will be added through add-ons anyway that they're just going to kind of keep this in the game. I'm happy with them adding things that will be added through add-ons, but
so it's a tombstone for my hair and it's called bald. Is that right? Look at this. Look at this, boys. This is my stream at work. This is what I've done right here. Yeah, this is the truth. Wow, I'm actually really impressed. Like, holy shit. They made the B, the A, the L, and the D. Holy fuck, man. This is great. Some coordination turned out. It's fine, dude. It's fine. I love it, guys. Great job. I'm really proud of you, okay? This is just really incredible. I can't imagine a better community than this. This is just truly amazing. Absolutely great. Let's go ahead. We're going to screenshot this right here. Earlier, it was a pentagram. Yeah, to summon Satan. All right, let's go ahead. We'll get back to the video, okay? Chat can't spell. Well, it'd be funny if they actually couldn't spell, but let's go ahead. We'll go back to the video. That was really funny. Look how big the D is. Okay, so numbers on CDs. Numbers on CDs. This is my opinion, okay? Numbers on CDs is... I would not have put this in the game. I would not. You know, it's in raid tactics, but can spell bald? Yeah, it's about right. Yeah. Priorities. I don't think this is a good change. Of course, you can get an add-on to do that, but you can... I don't think that using the logic of you can use an add-on to simulate this task means that you should be able to be okay with anything that an add-on can do being put into the game as a default feature. So overall, like, this isn't a big deal, but the idea of it is kind of, you know, it's kind of an issue, right? What about the portraits unlocked? I don't think that matters. It doesn't. There's no gameplay change there. It's just changing your UI. I don't think that matters. Numbers on CDs does give you a better indication of when cooldowns are coming up, and it gives you more clarity over that, which is different than the way that Classic was back in the day, because you'd be able to immediately know exactly how long you're going to need until your next cooldown is up. So that does slightly change the way that players perceive the game and perceive their cooldowns. So this actually is something that would have a 0.0001% impact on combat. So that's basically the way that I look at it. Doesn't decursive work in Classic like it did back in the day? I have no idea. It's an add-on everyone would have. Well, you can say that about the Quest Helper add-on, though. Like, I mean, any argument that you can make for an add-on feature being added into the game is an argument that you can make the exact same way for the Quest Helper.
Just make sure it's so minor. You know, if they start adding things like Quest Helper and things like that, it's really gonna screw with everything. But things like numbers on cooldowns is so inconsequential, I really don't have an issue with it.
Right.
And finally, in-game voice chat. So this was actually re-added to the game in Battle for Azeroth. The game had voice chat from TBC, I think it was, but it was barely used. And it's actually barely used in BFA as well. But it does actually work really well, to be honest.
We tried that on the first day, dude.
During the streams and things like that, and it's actually pretty decent. I'm not 100% whether this will stay or not. It might just be some leftover code from them moving from the Legion base to the BFA base. I don't actually know if it works. I haven't tested it. I'm sure nobody else has tested it. Maybe it's worth testing. I don't really know. Again, people are just going to use Discord anyway, so yeah, I mean, they could remove it, and I don't think anyone would be upset if they did. So that is pretty much it, guys. That is 12 quality of life changes coming to Classic WoW as of beta. As I said, some of them might be removed before launch, but I would imagine most of them will probably be here to stay.
Yeah,
and
I would say so.
Pretty damn minor, where they're, you know, it's not really too much of an issue and not game breaking in any way, shape, or form. So let me know down below what you think of this list. Are there any that you have a real problem with? And if you are in beta or have played the stress test or anything like that and have noticed anything else, do let me know in the comments below, because I probably missed a ton of them and probably even some big ones. I'm not really sure. So before I go, guys, I'd like to give a massive shout out to my amazing patrons, YouTube channel members, and Twitch subs.
I mean, those were, I didn't even know about half some of those.
In any of those ways, links are down below.
3 of them. I didn't know
so
about.
Leave a like on this video, guys, if you liked it.
Yeah, there we go.
If you haven't,
no changes. Well, I mean, here's the thing, right?
With over 3,000 members and a merch store over on Streamlabs, and I'm also now streaming on Twitch.
Oh yeah, shirts too. Holy shit.
MrGM, as I said, streaming the classic beta every single day. We're pretty close to launch, guys. Not too long to go. Pretty damn excited. The beta's heating up. So if you want to check me out streaming, twitch.tv/MrGM.
There it is.
And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.
It's a good song. Okay, let me see down here. What are the comments here? I still hold down shift to auto loot. Never knew that changed. The item comparison system was introduced just before BC, so as far as I remember. I used the logout feature all the time in vanilla if I misclicked the flight path. Item compare was in the very last patch before TBC. Let's see, where's the rest of these comments? Moving characters is a change A can live with. Is a change A can live with. Okay, well, I'm glad that A is going to be okay with that. Really good and informative video. Yeah, I'd say this is overall a good video. I like this. It was a pretty good. I think that all of the examples, like there was one. I think the biggest one that I wish that he had talked about was the thing where it invites you. Whenever somebody invites you to a group, it says Billy invited you to a group, but because you were already in a group, you couldn't get the invite. So I actually think that's a very, very big change that Blizzard has made, and it's not really a big deal or anything, but I would say that it's very impactful in a lot of ways. Absolutely. Suggest invite was removed. Yeah, I'd say the biggest one. Which one would you guys say is the biggest impact, right? So we have item compare, moving characters, auto loot, turning on and off add-ons inside the game, suggesting invite, requesting a flight path stop by the button, being able to mail multiple items at a time, loot trading in raids, see through the new menu, numbers on your cooldowns, and the voice chat in game. So I would say that the most impactful is probably I mean, realistically, it's loot trading, right? But like, I think loot trading is one of the changes that everybody's kind of just like acclimated to. Everybody knows loot trading is going to be in the game, so there's not. Should my account's name be banned for the name Long Schlong? Why would you call it Long Schlong? It's against the rules. Well, I guess I named like 8 characters Old Cock and Balls. I used to have a running challenge with myself. How high of a level can I get a character named Old Cock and Balls before Blizzard takes it away from me? 40, by the way. So anyway, yeah, they didn't let that happen for very long. So the point, right, is that yes, obviously these what do you call it? These changes are like very minor. They don't make a huge difference, and overall, I would say that none of these things really impact the game in a meaningful way that's going to make people feel like the game is diminished or anything like that. So I think that all of the changes are not really that bad. Loot trading, in my opinion, is probably the worst one, and then the suggest invite is probably the second worst. If I was going to select two of them to remove, I would say remove the loot trading and suggest invite. Look at the game, check the guild. Wow. You guys are getting good at this. Holy shit. Damn, look at this, guys. Man, my viewers are fucking smart.